actually comes from Black Temple. You'd actually use the sword from Kalecgos because it had a faster attack speed. It was better sword.
Feel great. Now, World of Warcraft traditionally was fantastic at doing this, and not only for gear. Back in vanilla, things like, say, your mount skill, that was a massive milestone. And since there were comparatively so few mounts in the game, each one felt a bit more unique and thrilling. There were unique class quests and items, loads of longer quest chains, professions had a lot more to them, and there was pathways of, getting lots of, strong visual progression there. Now, Burning Crusade largely continued this, but it added flying. Now, getting epic flying was a massive milestone. They kept people excited for weeks.
Yeah, I had to borrow money from my mom to afford it.
Flying mounts was really exciting because spending 3 weeks on Skedis or Netherwing, well, back then there were so few flying mounts in total that each one of them felt unique. Having a Netherwing Drake,
I just want to go ahead and go back real quick. Do you see?
Really exciting because spending 3 weeks on Skedis.
This fuck-ass piece of shit motherfucker, dick-sucking piece of shit motherfucker right here. This guy right here. These is why you bought Epic Flying. They would chase you the fuck down, and they would hit you until you got dazed off your goddamn mount. And people finally learned that if you flew all the way up directly vertically, it would make it to where you'd never get hit by them. And you know what Blizzard did? They fucking fix it. God damn. I don't know what that is. All right, let's go. I really hate those birds, all right? That's all I have to say. I just don't like them. Get a soda? Okay, just a minute. Let me go back to where I was at. Okay, we're here.
There were so few flying mounts in total that each one of them felt unique. Having a Netherwing Drake felt very different to just having a Swift Griffin. Wrath largely continued on with this trend, but it opened up the visual progression to more players, just with its content, and added big new earnable milestones like, say, the Tundra Mammoth. Now, mounts were still pretty low in overall count as compared to today.
I had that one. I had that one.
Earning them still felt kind of new and exciting, and especially because many people only just got their flying in Wrath. But then we'll saw it as Cataclysm, because it honestly didn't feel that exciting in this regard, with not much in the way of non-raid cosmetic progression. But of course, it had a few cool mounts. This all would then change with Transmog, and I would argue that this was the last massive increase to WoW's cosmetic progression. For many people, this unlocked weeks, even months of progress. Now, Mists of Pandaria had pet battles, and while I think that opening up LFR so much was probably a mistake, that did let people shoot for more visual rewards, and that was a reason to play. As for WoD, well, the garrison progression was fun for about 3 weeks, but after that, the expansion just petered out. It was a really bad time for mount collectors.
Dude, that first month, that first month of WoD, I actually wanted to log on and play the game. I was so happy. I would log on and I would play, and it was WoD. I was so happy. It was amazing, dude. I would go on, I would enjoy everything about it. It would just be fucking great. I would be like, hey guys, who wants to come do the challenge mode dungeon for today? They're like, oh, which one is it? Oh, it's for UBRS. Okay, let's go. And then we'd all get over to the UBRS and we'd do the dungeon, and it would take 2 hours, and we'd finally finish it. We'd get a good piece of gear. And it was just awesome. Everything about WoD, WoD up until Highmaul was unironically good. It actually was good. And then they added Highmaul, and it was fucking easy. You just had Highmaul eclipse all of the rest of the gear in the game, and so it became Warlords of Highmaul instead of Warlords of Draenor. It was terrible. Blizzard has no idea that's the problem.
I'll remember Warlords of Paymore. Legion was pretty great, though. Our artifacts had loads of visuals and a fair bit of progression through that stuff like saving the Mage Tower as well.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Probably the Mage Tower was some of the most time efficient content that people have probably ever made.
Yep.
Now, we then have features like the class mounts, which are relevant to this day and amazingly managed to make a mount reward feel exciting.
Not
and that's
really.
the thing with mounts. There's 500
I never really cared about
so
that.
just adding a few new ones doesn't make them feel special.
That's what I've been saying for years,
as a reward is less exciting today than it was in vanilla TBC or Wrath. And then we hit Battle for Azeroth. The allied race stuff is pretty good, but past that, the progression is really kind of weak. We don't have something like Artifacts in terms of, level of customization and long-term cosmetic unlocks.
You're right, we don't
have something like the class mounts yet.
No,
the epic faction-themed gear for Warfronts is unlocked in 4 hours of time, and the raid gear's been kind of lackluster. For the players who, they just want to see someone who looks epic in town and they want to, emulate that, there's not really that much these days. And that's combined with Battle for Azeroth not really innovating with its reward mechanics. Sure, we get Azerite, but that just looks the same as regular gear. We get Titan Forges, but they look the same. Ultimately, in terms of the emotional reasons that underpin why people feel a sense of progression in the game, style is the best set. Losing our class sets and then not innovating in terms of other cosmetic rewards that much, plus everything just being diluted by years of additions, means that getting a new mount or a new pet just isn't really as exciting as it used to be.
No one gives a fuck.
Now, what got to me was the Blood Elf and Dwarf Heritage armor. First, it looks really wonderful, but the thing is, it's gained from a 15 to 30 minute long quest line. Most players will already, of course, have the rep requirement. So all those art resources,
aka nobody
15
cares.
minutes of content per race, that gets to the heart of my problem. Blizzard struggle to make the basics of their rewards feel exciting. Blizzard create this like additive content, not multiplicative content. They make a set, you spend 15 minutes questing for that set, and that's it. Is that really worth the tens or hundreds of man hours that went into making that set? Now, an example of a multiplicative system would be having armor that is designed for transmog, such that you could unlock, such that it could unlock other options. Now, this is something that Chris Robinson, I believe, actually hit on during the BlizzCon Q&A. So, as an example, if Blizzard was to add 4 sets, one for each armor type, and those sets initially had neutral colors plus tint options, that would be multiplicative in nature. What does that mean? Well, you would have gameplay involved in unlocking that set. But then, because that armor would be visually flexible, it would be able to mix and match with other existing bits of gear and transmog sets. So maybe you've got a pair of shoulders that look epic, but they don't really match with anything in a way that you like. Well,